Is this Tracy Pitzel?
This is Tracy Pitzel.
The Tracy Pitzel?
The Tracy Pitzel.
Oh my God! Whose phone has not stopped blowing up since last night?
That is exactly who you're talking to, sir. How are you fellas this morning?
Tracy, this is Todd and Timmy from 94.5 KATS FM. You may have heard of us.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, thanks for letting us barge in on your life.
Hey, you know what? I'm a public person now, I guess.
You are. You are now in the public eye. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends and neighbors, we're talking to Tracy Pitzel, who I just found out I should have been friends with a long time ago because her older sister is a very good friend of mine, and she texted me last night and said, hey, my sister was on Jeopardy tonight. And she's getting bombarded with media requests, but she said she wanted to go on the Todd and Timmy show first. Was that true?
That is 100% true. I listen to you guys every morning on my way to work.
Bless your heart. Tracy, you are up in Ellenbsurg, and you work for Central Washington, counting the beans and all that, right?
Yep.
And your episode aired last night.
It did.
And did you have a big viewing party?
We did. We packed the back room at the Tav. It was standing room only, and everyone cheered so loud that out in the main room, they eventually changed it over to Jeopardy away from Monday Night Football.
Oh, wow! Well played. That's outstanding. Well, I guess before, the episode airs, you got to keep everything under your hat, right?
Yeah. It was one heck of a secret to try to keep because I have no filter.
So, as much as I'm sure people were like, "Oh, come on, you can tell me," but you're pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people were buying me drinks, trying to get me to talk, and I could, it's the one key secret I have successfully kept.
Well, let's back up a little bit. When did you first apply to even be on the show, and what made you even get that crazy hair?
Well, I've always watched Jeopardy ever since I was a little kid. I mean, we all do, right? Mm-hmm. And I am really good at trivia. And about 10 years ago, I took my first test and got an audition and didn't make it.
Huh.
And then in 2019, I went for it again, and I got the audition, and this time they wanted me.
Nice. So then, did they fly you out there, or did you have to, meet up in Seattle for another group of contestants from Washington, or how'd that work?
So for the audition, we were in Seattle.
Okay.
There were probably about 40 or 50 people auditioning at the same time I was in Seattle, and then I got the call to go down there, and it was like a dream come true. It was like the Nerd Olympics and the Nerd Prom all rolled into one.
So when you first found out that you were going to officially be a contestant, this is when Alex Trebek is still alive, right?
It was shortly after when I auditioned.
Okay.
It was before COVID, and he was, obviously, hopefully, I would have had the chance to have met him if it weren't for COVID.
Right.
Because that messed with production and everything. But you know what? Getting to meet Mayim Bialik was pretty cool.
Is that how you pronounce her name? I just call her Blossom because I'm stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah. It's Mayim Bialik. But
Mayim Bialik. How was she? How was she in person? Did they interact? Did the hosts interact with the contestants during breaks or before the show?
Yes, and I think the cool thing was even though you had to maintain a strict distance of a minimum of 6 feet apart from everybody, you could still feel her warmth, and she was so friendly. It was like chatting with one of my sisters, so it was really cool.
And, of course, you get on the show and you run into the latest buzzsaw on Jeopardy, a guy by the name of Matt Amodio, who I think when you hooked up with him, was on something like a 22-match win streak.
Yeah, he was on a 23-day streak.
23,
and
wow.
So, yeah, I tried to do my best Dale Earnhardt, impression, letting him see me in the rear view and rattling him a little bit.
Well, I did not catch the episode, but just from what I can gather from social media, a lot of it on your page, you apparently gave Matt a run for his money, so much so that he even said something to you after the taping?
Yeah, after the taping, and this was probably the greatest compliment of my life, and that is no joke. He looks at me and he says, "Tracy, you scared that..."
H-E
I'm
double
not going
hop.
to say it because we're on. That's right. Scared that out of me. And I just kind of laughed and I said, I tried my best. And he goes, "No, you don't understand. You're the only one who has."
That's outstanding. We're talking with Tracy Pitzel from up at Central Washington University, who was on last night's Jeopardy episode. I guess we can let the cat out of the bag. You didn't win, but I guess you had the lead for a little while in Double Jeopardy. You kind of got on a hot streak.
Yeah, I did. He was so fast. Matt was so fast on that buzzer. And, you could probably see a couple of times I'm like just trying so hard to buzz in, but he beat me, on that buzzer quite a bit in the first round. But I got a leg up on him on the second round. So
Is there a trick with the clicker? Because you hear all the background of the people click, 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 trying so hard, so fast to get in.
You have to wait until the host finishes speaking.
Oh.
And I practiced at home. I took the toilet paper holder out of my guest bathroom.
Nice.
And for weeks before my appearance, I sat there with that and I was practicing. Every time the host would finish talking, I'd ring in.
Oh,
So.
very clever. Yeah, that's brilliant. And then you had a picture on your social media timeline, a picture of Roger Rabbit. How does that relate to your episode?
So I have not seen Roger Rabbit since I was 8 or 9 years old when it came out in the movie theater, and I haven't seen it since. And so when Final Jeopardy came up and I saw 80s movies, I'm like, oh, I got this guy.
I got
this guy.
I got this.
I got him. And of course, I saw that and I thought the answer was Who Framed Roger Rabbit? I had no clue. No clue. Bless Carlo in the middle, he knew. But Matt and I, we didn't. So,
wow.
If I had one regret in my life, it's not watching Roger Rabbit again as an adult, because I'd have taken Matt out, boy.
Hey, regardless, we couldn't be more proud of you, and we're so thankful that you chose to come on our show, Tracy.
Oh, thank you so much. I only have time for a couple interviews because I'm heading out of town. So I'm so glad I was able to talk with you guys.
Well, enjoy and say hi to everybody up there at Siwoo for us, okay?
Oh, I sure will. Thank you.